You know, I I don't even know where to begin today. Maybe I've been naive. Maybe I have been blinded by my love of the NFL. Oftentimes, the greatest lessons, the things that we learn that have a lasting impact on our lives, we learn those things during times of great pain. Pain's an excellent motivator. Pain is a great teacher. Pain makes you tough. It forces you into self reflection. It forces you to learn. You either do that or you just wallow around in depression. Most people experience life changing growth in times of great pain. Take someone like Dave Ramsey, for example. In his 20s, Dave Ramsey experiences success in real estate. He thinks that he is rolling in the money. He takes out these huge loans to invest in more land. Up until that point, Dave Ramsey had really had it pretty good, never really been through tough times in his adult life. Graduates college, he gets married, experiences almost instant success in real estate. By 1986, he's worth over $4 million. Then one day, the bank holding his loan is sold to another bank. It was either sold or they merged. I can't remember, but either way, management changed. New bank calls him up, says, Dave, we're calling in your loan. It's due now. Dave Ramsey owed $1.2 million and had a short period of time to pay it off, and he didn't have the money. 1988, he's forced to file bankruptcy. He went from being wealthy to dirt poor in a matter of weeks. From 1988 to 1992, Dave Ramsey was forced to start over. During those 4 years of struggling financially, he learned how to properly manage money. He learned lessons and concepts that he would use for the rest of his life. Had Dave Ramsey never been forced into bankruptcy, had he never been forced to go through financial hardship and pain, he would never be worth the hundreds of millions of dollars that he's worth today. He wouldn't have a nationally syndicated radio show. He wouldn't have books. He wouldn't have programs. 4 years of pain and struggle changed the life of Dave Ramsey. Both the NFL and the NBA, they have been through periods recently of hardship that should have woke them up. Well, it kind of did, since they're both woke as fuck. I guess I should say it should have taught them a life-changing lesson. It is not good business to alienate over half the country with in-your-face politics. I'm going to start off today by briefly updating you guys on ratings for the NBA Finals. Then I'm going to show you the disgusting filth the NFL has been promoting in the month of June. Over the weekend, I think it was Sunday, I gave you preliminary ratings for Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The final ratings hadn't been released at that point. If I remember correctly, the prelim number was under 8 million. This number did not include out-of-home viewership, which typically increases the rating 8 or 10 points. When the final number was released Monday morning, out-of-home viewership added 4 million viewers to the prelim number. That is one hell of an increase. I was thinking the final number would come in around 10, maybe 11 million. Instead, they're claiming Game 4 drew 12 million viewers. Okay then, the number's the number. That's all I can go off of. Just seems like, I don't know, that seems like a huge increase to me. Game 5, Monday night. We have reached the point of the NBA Finals where every game counts. Series was tied 2-2 heading back to San Francisco. Now, typically, we reach this point of the finals, the ratings begin to increase. And the ratings did increase for Game 5. Final number was released yesterday. The NBA drew 13 million, an increase of over 1 million viewers over Game 4. Now, this is great news, right? Ratings for the NBA Finals are surging. This was the most watched game since 2019. Woke hug celebration is in order. Mr. Silver, bring me the cucumber. That's the way the NBA and the mainstream media will spin this to you. Headline at NBA.com. Game 5 averages over 13 million viewers. Headline at ESPN. Viewership of the NBA Finals on ABC is growing. Sports Media Watch. Game 5 hits post-hiatus high. It's another example of the mainstream media giving you partial truths, part of the story. I received an email yesterday from a viewer. He sent me an email about the video I did on ratings for Game 4. He was a smart dude. He had knowledge of how ratings are calculated. He was explaining that woke politics might not be the only reason for the NBA's dip in ratings. He referenced an article from Business Insider explaining that viewership across television is down 30% for the month of June. I understood where he was coming from. This is another common tactic that the media likes to use to explain shitty ratings. Viewership numbers are down everywhere. It's not just the NBA. We usually see lower viewership across the board in June because most TV shows are on hiatus, they're on break. It's strange though. Somehow, NHL ratings are up. The NHL, they are experiencing their largest audience in 4 or 5 years. The PGA just hit a 22-year high on Sunday with the Canadian Open on CBS. Now, how come we're not seeing the same for the NBA? If you look at the history of NBA ratings for the NBA Finals, you typically see a drastic increase from Game 4 to Game 5. 2017 and 2019, increase of over 5 million. 2016, over 4 million. 2014, 3 million. What is different about this year? The team is the same. This is the same Warriors team minus Kevin Durant, same coach, same core group of star players. The only difference, they were not pushing gun control years ago. The platform of the NBA Finals wasn't being used by millionaire athletes with armed security wanting to take away your guns. They can spin it however the fuck they want. They can pretend gun control is not about taking away your Second Amendment rights. That is exactly what it's about. All of these proposed changes the NBA's talking about, Steve Kerr's talking about background checks, not giving guns to people who are mentally ill. All of those already fucking exist. Yet somehow, criminals still manage to get access to guns. It's the strangest thing. The NBA clearly hasn't learned their lesson from the shitty ratings they've drawn the last 2 years. And now, it seems like the NFL hasn't learned their lesson either. Back in 2016, when Colin Kaepernick traded in his helmet for a Fidel Castro t-shirt and revolutionized the national anthem by assuming the position of fellatio, NFL ratings dropped over 20%. Back then, 2016, the NFL was still being operated like a business, not a woke activist organization. They blackballed Colin Kaepernick. Ratings begin to gradually rise. 2021 regular season, most watched since 2015. Now imagine that. You get rid of the woke shitfucks, ratings go up. The NFL is a non-stop league in terms of mainstream media attention. Sure, everyone pays attention from September to February, but the NFL is also extremely busy during the offseason. The combine, the draft, minicamp, OTAs, free agency, training camp starts late July, preseason in August. The NFL machine runs 12 months a year. But no month has been busier for the NFL offseason than the month of June. Oh, it has been a busy month for Roger Goodell and the NFL. They've been pushing their NFL Pride 365 campaign. Has a nice little jingle to it, doesn't it? NFL Pride 365. The NFL isn't proud of their product. They're not proud of being the #1 television program in the country. No. Did you guys not get the memo? I sure did. I receive updates from the NFL every day. Season tickets, news updates. Imagine my surprise when I found out that football is gay. Football is gay? I thought football was pigskin. How can leather be gay? How can football be used in butt bongo festivities? That's a bad visual. Don't be getting any ideas, Bomani Jones. Just forget I said that. The NFL decided to go above and beyond to show their love and appreciation for lovers of butt bongo. Roger Goodell thought to himself, Raj, it's not enough to have your logo taste the rainbow. That's what underachievers like Major League Baseball do. The NFL, we're better than that. Let's make football gay. That will appeal to the straight males that make up 90% of our audience. Not only is football gay, the NFL's also confused about their gender. They wanted to be inclusive to the 0% of transgender players in the league. In the National Football League, we support your right to cut off your penis and make sweet love to the woke shovel. It wasn't enough for Roger Goodell to taste the rainbow. The NFL wanted to take action. The NFL wanted to show their pride. Over the weekend, they participated in the Gay Pride Parade in Los Angeles. And oh, what a parade it was. I have been to more Mardi Gras parades than I can remember. I have seen a lot of things during Mardi Gras. Never have I seen anything quite like this. Roll the film.
Thank you.
Remember vividly when I was 7, maybe 8 years old. My dad at the time, he wouldn't allow me to watch MTV. In the early 90s, believe it or not, MTV used to play music videos all day instead of constant reruns of that Rob Dyrdek bullshit. I hate that show. Anyway, one day I'm at home. I'm watching MTV like I'm not supposed to be doing. TV is loud. MTV, they're playing Alice in Chains, Nirvana. Next video up was Boyz II Men, I'll Make Love to You. The video for the song is actually kind of tame in comparison to today's standards, but back then, it wasn't something that was deemed appropriate for a 7-year-old. My dad, he comes home from work. I didn't hear him come into the house. TV was too loud. He sees me watching Boyz II Men on MTV, and he immediately flips the fuck out. Like I said, an innocent video compared to the standard of today, but at 7 in the early 90s, my dad didn't want me seeing it. He didn't want me exposed to it. Now, we have parents allowing their children, exposing their children to pride parades. There is no logical explanation that you can give me that would make it okay for a child to be exposed to that bullshit I just showed you. One of those kids was a fucking toddler in the street watching a dude spank another dude's ass. But the NFL pride, it gets even more disgusting. The Washington Redskins, they took part in the Gay Pride Parade in D.C. over the weekend. Now, fortunately, they had a separate section for the children. Perhaps they didn't want them overexposed. Maybe they wanted dad and dad to have their fun at the parade, spanking each other with cucumbers, but they needed someone to watch their children. And mother of fuck, they found the perfect babysitter. Watch for yourself.
Don't they look so happy together? And they lived scrumptiously ever after. The end. Aren't they such a cute couple? Can we get a big round of applause and everyone say Happy Pride?
This is our modern NFL. Roger Goodell should be embarrassed. Let me ask you this. How does the NFL celebrate Christmas? How does the NFL celebrate Easter or Passover? Ramadan? It would be one thing if they promoted the gay, but they also promoted other religious holidays. I mean, after all, I thought the NFL was all about inclusion. You're including Tran Dan. You're including Randy End Racism. You're including Gay Gayerson. How come the NFL's not including Chris Christian? We all know why. Tran Dan would have a shit fit. And the thing is, Tran Dan doesn't even watch the NFL. Roger Goodell's trying to appeal to an audience that doesn't give a shit about football. You can say football's gay, but Gay Gayerson doesn't care. This all boils down to ESG. Roger Goodell's a smart dude. He knows this is bullshit. He knows his audience will reject it. But these major corporations, they are being forced into compliance. I was reading something the other day about ESG. I can't remember where I saw it. It might have been on the Daily Wire, maybe The Blaze. They interviewed an anonymous executive of a Fortune 500 company. Now, you guys know how I feel about anonymous sources. I wish more people would have the courage to just speak out and put their name on their words. But anyway, this executive, he was talking about ESG and how these major corporations really don't have a choice but to comply. They are being forced to promote the gay. They're being forced to put their employees through sensitivity training, even though they know it's bullshit. I think the same thing's being done with sports. I think it's the same with the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NFL. Now, baseball doesn't have any leverage. Their ratings are shit. But the NFL does have leverage. It's the most popular TV product in the country. But what does Roger Goodell do if his choices are to comply or risk being pulled off television? You take TV away from the NFL, this league is dead. From a business perspective, it doesn't make sense for the NFL to be this flamboyant in their promotion of the LGBT community. One tweet about Pride Month, that's one thing. But a constant promotion, taking part in pride marches around the country, pushing gun control. Hell, Joe Burrow was promoting gun control the other day. He had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. The only thing that makes sense is ESG enforced compliance. But what the hell do I know? I'm just a dumbass sitting in my home studio. You guys are smart. Let me know what you think. Is ESG behind the NFL's promotion of the Pride ratings for the NBA Finals? They see a slight increase, but they're still nowhere near where they used to be just 3 or 4 years ago. Why do you think the NBA's lost 5 million viewers since 2019? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.